Hey everyone, Dr. K here, coming to you from Integrative Health Management. I just wanted to come on for a minute and talk about something else that viruses thrive on. We've talked about the immune system, we've talked about how to boost the immune system. Viruses obviously do much better in a poor immune system, but let's talk a little bit about why the immune system may be depleted. There's multiple reasons, but I want to focus on one specific thing that I have not discussed yet, and that's toxins. Viruses need a host, so by themselves they are not self-sustaining, meaning they cannot survive on their own. So they need a host, whatever that may be, a bacteria, a person, an animal. They need a host where they can replicate. And there's a handful of things that they like so that they can replicate with more ease and thrive with more ease. One of those things, amongst a handful of others, such as processed sugar, but one of those other things that they really like is toxins. What kind of toxins are we talking about? All kinds of toxins, particularly though heavy metals. They love heavy metals. So they integrate this in their system, and there's a byproduct that they create, and that essentially starts to make us sick. So toxins within the system actually really create a lot of havoc. And you'd say, where do we get heavy metals? We get heavy metals from so many different areas. And heavy metals particularly also are affiliated with and can cause atherosclerosis. They can cause so many different things. So they get stuck often in the liver where they're not often very well detected. But environmental toxins, there's a lot of environmental toxins that we deal with. But heavy metals, are one of those things that we can get from fillings, that we can get from, aluminum, from drinking out of aluminum cans. We can get it from the atmosphere. We can get it from water. We can get it from so many different areas. And over time, they accumulate. So how many pop cans have you drank out of? How many, dental fillings have you had that were, the mercury fillings, the silver ones, or the gold ones? Those have leaked into your system. And then when the system is depleted and our immune system comes down because of stress or because of something else, this is when the virus that may have lied dormant or is floating around and the body is controlling it it comes out of what I call the filing cabinet and says hello and just starts populating. So how do we get the toxins out of the immune system? Number one, we have to start testing for it. And there's a specific way that I test for it. There's multiple ways that you can test for different toxins. There's typically urine tests, sometimes stool sample tests, to find out what's going on in the system and what types of toxins are we dealing with and what levels. And then we can get in and use a specific protocol to detox. And when a person detoxes, actually the body starts to get better. It can take a little bit of time. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. It can be, a couple of months to maybe even a year to get somebody better sometimes, depending on what level they are at. But detoxing is the first step. And once you're detoxed and we've eliminated certain things from your diet like processed sugar, then the virus no longer gets fed, and then we have to work on killing off the virus and then getting that out of your system. So that can take a little bit of time for certain individuals. It's case dependent, but a lot of times people start to feel a whole lot of relief within 3 months. So this is something really important with the times that we are going through right now, and a lot of these conditions that nobody seems to find solutions for. This is often a long time of accumulation of all sorts of different toxins. And there's no way really of you knowing whether you have a toxicity until sometimes it gets to be too late and you develop some sort of condition. So that's one of the first places that I look. I look in the gut and I look at what types of toxins are floating in the system and what kind of conditions may they be causing for you. Mold, for example, can cause all sorts of conditions. And not only do viruses feed off of heavy metals and toxins, so do different pathogens. So different fungi tend to like this too. They also kind of work with it, incorporate it, and then create a byproduct that can make us sick and create nail fungus and all sorts of different things. So it's really, really important to detoxify. The way it starts to work is we hit a stressor, and that depletes our immune system. The immune system has been working really hard to hold all these filing cabinets closed so nothing pops out. And then when we're hit with this, hormones start going up. Viruses also love hormone activity, so they just come out of the closet, and so then we get ill. So the first thing we need to do when somebody's had a long-standing illness, or even things like COVID, is to really look into the system and what's taxing the system, and start working on that first. So detoxify, then kill off what's going on, and restore the organ systems or whatever is going on. If you need more help with this, if you're concerned that you have conditions that just aren't resolving, or you chronically get the flu, then we might need to talk. So the best way to really do that is start looking into the system. And that's what I do. So you can feel free to email me if you need support at drkdrk@ihmohio, drk at ihmohio.com, or you can visit the website at www.ihmohio.com as well, and it discusses all of the different things that we kind of offer here. And this is what's important right now, is detoxifying, so that everybody is in a better state and so conditions improve.